Hello guys, welcome to my channel. So today we are going to solve one questions which are asked in Hacker Cup in Facebook. Okay, so आज हम लोग क्वेश्चन बनाएंगे जो Facebook Hacker Cup पे पूछा गया था क्वालिफिकेशन राउंड में. Okay, so what's the question is, so I'm talking about the 2020 Facebook Hacker Cup. Okay, so this is the qualification round problem. So this is the first problem of qualification round. So the question is, so it's here just showing the theory part of the question. I just read it once. You can go and read the questions. I will give the link in the description box for the question. You can read it. So I here just read about the question. So 2020 has been a tough year for travelers. Air travel is especially problematic as passengers need to spend long periods in security lines, waiting areas and crowded cabins where social distancing is difficult to maintain. Okay, this is just the theory part. It's all clear. To minimize the spread of COVID-19, each airline has decided to recognize all of their flight routes in their linear fashion. The airlines are hoping that by not making any one country a hub, the spread of the virus will be significantly limited. Okay, so it's just a theory part. I'm not going to explain it. It's all clear, crystal. So I'm just moving forward and I will explain the questions, the input and the output value, and you can understand from it. I just read it once. I just read it further. An airline's flight normally service in countries running in various directions. So airline flights है. So एक एयरलाइन है, एयरलाइन नहीं है, इन कंट्रीज का एयरलाइंस है जो डिफरेंट डिफरेंट कंट्रीज पे वो रन करता है डिफरेंट डिफरेंट डायरेक्शंस में. वो लेफ्ट साइड भी जा सकता है, वो राइट साइड भी जा सकता है. We are thinking just like an array. Okay, so amidst the pandemic, each airline has carefully arranged these in countries in a sequence with each assigned a number from 1 to n. So here total there are n countries given and each country has assigned the number, that is country 1, country 2 to country n. Okay, flights are limited to run only pairs of countries that are adjacent in this sequence. So flights जो है one country से दूसरे country तभी जा सकता है अगर वो adjacent हो. Clear? So suppose flight 1, so country 1 and country 2 is there. So the flights can run from country 1 to country 2 because country 2 is adjacent to country 1 and country 1 is adjacent to country 2. So flights can run from country 1 to country 2 and country 2 to country 1 because they are adjacent. Okay, so flights are limited. Okay, so flights are limited to run only between pairs of countries. So this is the condition that are adjacent in the sequence. Okay, with service in both directions, and flights can run in both directions. It means country 2 to country 1 also and country 1 to country 2. No other flights are available. So that is flights are available from country I to country J if and only if I minus J is equal to 1. Clear? If both countries are adjacent, then only flights can be possible. So so if I is equal to n, then incoming flights to that country. So here is suppose that's one I from any other country are disallowed. Suppose we are given two more rows. We are given two more, that is incoming rows of each country and outgoing flights from each country. What is meant by is that if the country has no incoming flights, then you can't go to that country. Suppose country 1, so suppose incoming flights in country 1 are disallowed. It is not possible to go in country 1 because they have some other problem due to pandemic. So if particular country has incoming flights are disallowed, so you can't go to that flights, so you can't go to that country. Okay, and suppose some country, या सपोज कुछ कंट्री में आउट गोइंग फ्लाइट्स पॉसिबल नहीं है, सो वहां से फ्लाइट्स पॉसिबल नहीं होगा. सो वी हैव बीन गिवन टू अरे, हम लोगों को दो अरे दिया रहेगा. वन अरे रहेगा कि पर्टिकुलर कंट्री पर इनकमिंग फ्लाइट्स पॉसिबल है या नहीं. अगर पॉसिबल होगा तो उस कंट्री का इनकमिंग फ्लाइट्स का वैल्यू वाई होगा, अदरवाइज वो n होगा. Okay, and similarly we are also given another array which shows the outgoing possible or not from that country. So let's look at the example. So here it's input 1 y. So here the value of here the number of countries is 2. Okay, here the number of countries is 2, that is y, one countries and another this country. So in first country incoming is possible, so this is the row of incoming and this is the row of out, outgoing. Okay, so this is the incoming flights possible or not, and this is the outgoing flights possible or not. So this is the first country. In first country incoming is also possible and outgoing is also possible, and the second country, in second country incoming is also possible and outgoing is also possible. So we have to make the matrix which shows, we have to make the matrix, we have to print the matrix which shows from one particular country to other particular country. Suppose this is the answer. So this is the answer of first country and this is the answer of second country. I can show you how this output came. So if I want to go from one country, from this country, suppose the value of this country is, yeah, suppose the index of this country is 1 and suppose the index of this country is 2. Okay, so if I want to go from country 1 to country 2, whether it is possible or not, we have to see the two conditions. First, I want to go from country 1 to country 2. First, I can see whether outgoing possible from country 1 or not. Outgoing, so this is the outgoing from first country. So outgoing is possible from first country. And I want to go where? I want to go in country 2. So then I can see whether the incoming possible in country 2 or not. So this is the incoming, so this is the incoming of country 2. Okay, so this is the incoming of country 2. Okay, so incoming of the country 2 is also possible. So the value of first country with respect to second country is y. So this value is shows from going from one country to another country. So this is the first country and this is also the first country. We have to make a matrix. So going from one country to the same country, going from one country to country 1 is always possible. Okay, you know that. And similarly here the row value is 2 and the column is also 2. So going from second country to second country is always possible. So this value is always by 1 from 1 and 2 is 2. Here we have to check whether this going from one country to second country is possible or not. So what we have to see, whether the outgoing from country 1 is possible or not, and where we wanted to go, country 2, and there we can see the incoming possible or not in that country. So going so outgoing possible from one country and incoming is also possible from to second country. So we can go from country 1 to country 2. Okay, if any condition does not satisfy, we have to print a value no. So there is, so this is also, we have to go from second country to one country. We have to go from second country to one country. What we have to look at it, we have to look at it whether outgoing is possible from second country or not. So this is a second country and outgoing is possible, that is y. Outgoing is possible from second country. We have to go to country 1 and we have to see whether incoming is possible in country 1 or not. Incoming is possible in country 1, that is why the value is y, and going from country 2 to country 2 is always y. Now let's look at the second input. So this is the country 1 and this is the country 2, and this is also the country 1 and this is the country 2. Okay, so incoming in country 1 is no, and incoming is country 2 is y. Outgoing is country 1 is yes, and outgoing from country 2 is also yes. What should be the answer? So this is the country, this is the answer of country 1, this is the answer of country 2. Okay, this is the answer of country 1 with respect to country 1, this is the answer of country 1 with respect to country 2. This is the answer of country 2 with respect to country 1. This is the answer of country 2 with respect to country 2. So this is always y. Why? Because going from country 1 to country 1 is always y. Going from country 2 to country 2 is always y. Now let's look at the country 1 to country 2. What we have to look at it from, if we want to go from country 1 to country 2, what we have to see, we have to see whether outgoing is possible from country 1 or not, then only we can go from there. Okay, so we have to look at it whether outgoing is possible from country 1. Yeah, outgoing is possible from country 1, that is yes. Now we have to look at where we wanted to go, country 2, whether incoming is possible in country 2 or not. Yeah, incoming is possible in country 2, so the value is y. If all the conditions satisfied, then only we can write yes. If any condition dissatisfied, we have to write false. Okay, now from, we have to go from second country to one country. Second country, whether the outgoing is possible from second country or not. Outgoing is possible from second country, that is why. Yeah, outgoing is possible from second country. Where we have to go, we have to go in country 1. Whether it is incoming possible or not in country 1, incoming is not possible in country 1, so we can't go there, so the value is no. Understand? Now let's look at the another questions, another input, that is y n n y y. So okay, so here we can see is country 1. So this is the country 1, this is the country 2, this is the country 3, this is the country 4, and this is the country 5. Incoming is possible in country 1, outgoing also possible. Incoming is not possible in country 2, outgoing is possible. Incoming is not possible in country 3, outgoing is possible. Incoming is possible in country 4, outgoing is not possible. And the fifth country, incoming and outgoing both are possible. Now we have to write the answers. How we can see that? This is the answer of country 1, this is the answer of country 2, this is the answer of country 3, this is the answer of country 4. So we have to print a matrix like shape, whether from one country to all other country, what should be the answers. So going from one country to country 1, country 2, country 3, country 4, country 5. Okay, so going from one country to one country is always possible, that is why. Now we have to go from country 1 to country 2. So in order to go from country 1 to country 2, what we have to see, whether outgoing is possible from country 1 or not. Outgoing is possible from country 1, that is why. Yeah, now we have to, where we have to go, country 2. So what do we have to look at it, incoming is possible in country 2 or not. Incoming is not possible in country 2, that's why the answer is n. Okay, now we have to go from country 1 to country 3. What we have to look at it, whether outgoing is possible from country 1. Yeah, it is possible. What we have to now look at it, whether incoming is possible in country 3 or not. Incoming is not possible in country 3, that's why the answer is no. Now we have to go from country 1 to country 4. Outgoing is possible from country 1, yes. Now we have to look at it, whether incoming is possible. So here comes the one more conditions. I said you earlier that we have to, yeah, flats can only be possible from adjacent countries. That is, if country, that is country 1 to country 2. If country 1 to country 2 flat possible, then we can go from country 2 to country 3. We cannot go from country 1 to country 3 directly. So here we can see that country 1 to 1 it is possible, country 1 to 2 it is not possible. We can't go from country 1 to country 2. How we can go from country 1 to country 3? So it is automatically the value of all the values should be no. Why? Because if we can't go from country 1 to country 2, how we can go from country 1 to country 3? Because we cannot go, because the condition says we have to go, we can only go by adjacent, only by adjacent. That is, we can only go from country 1 to country 2. If that possible, then we can go from country 2 to country 3. If country 1 to country 2 cannot be possible, then we can't go from country 1 to country 3. Okay, so that should be the answers. So now you can look at the input value and output value. I can also give you the questions link in the description box. By looking to it, you can look at all other input output values and you can understand that. Now I am going to Now I'm going to code in C++ language. I already coded. I can just explain what I wrote it. Okay, so now look at the code. So this is the questions. Okay, I can give you the link. Don't worry. So here is the code part. So here is the code part. So yeah. So basically Facebook अपना कोई ID provide नहीं करता code करने के लिए. So you have to write it in your text editor. So I use the Sublime text editor. So I set up this. Yeah, मैंने Sublime text setup किया हुआ for the competitive programming के लिए. So if you want me to how I set up this Sublime text for competitive programming, do comment in the comment box. I will definitely make a video on that. Okay, so here you write all this. So this is the boilerplate of C++ code. Okay, so here is the test cases. Here the input values. Here n means the number of countries here. Okay, here the n is n word source, and here n source the number of countries. Okay, number of countries. Okay, so this is how I have to print in the actual code in the Facebook. That's why I have write case hash and the case number. Okay, and the case number. That's how I have to print in the code. Yeah, I have to submit in the Facebook contest. That's why I've written it. So this is the incoming array of all the countries, whether any particular country has incoming possible or not. If it is possible, then its character is y. If it is not possible, then its character is n. Okay, and this is the outcoming array of all the countries. Okay, so yeah, we take the input of incoming and outgoing array. क्लियर यहाँ पे पूरा क्लियर है इधर कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है ठीक है now we have to make a matrix so I have made a matrix here okay it's crystal clear it's just a syntax of how we can make a 2D array okay we take a variable in temporary 0 just to verify that now here is the logic part from here is a logic part came so we can iterate from the 0 index to n index okay of the given array of the given incoming array and outgoing array so if so as we know that going from country to same country going from country 1 to country 2 country 1 to country 1 or going from country 2 to country 2 basically going from same country to same country its value is always y okay you know that yeah so if I want to go from India to India it's always possible right so yeah so ARRI so the value of ARI and I is always y okay now we have to first satisfy that now we have to move further because we have to print for each country right we have to print for each country so if I barabar 0 that means the country I'm taking is country 0 yeah yeah because the country here starts from index 0 okay so if it is 0 then there and then at 0 0 its value is y always you know that then I move from j is equal to I j less than n minus 1 j plus plus y n minus 1 I can show you because I have taken the j plus 1 value so yeah so if I run the loop j less than n then its value will be greater then its index will be greater than the array index that's why okay now we have to now we move the array from j is equal to I j is that n minus 1 j plus plus and I can compare that whether outgoing is possible at that index or not suppose I'm at any particular country and I'm going from that country to another country uh, currently right now I am at country 0 and I move from country to other country so I have to move from country 0 to country 1 so what we have to check that whether outgoing is possible from country 0 or not that's why I'm checking here out 0 outgoing is possible at country 0 j here j barabar is j is equal to I okay here j is equal to I so I have whether I write here I or j it's the same thing so whether outgoing is possible at that particular node if it is possible and then we have to check temp equal to 0 or not why temp equal to 0 because here I write temp is equal to 1 when this becomes no because I call in because मैंने आपको बताया कि अगर है ना, अगर from going from country 1 to country 2 is not possible, then how we can go from country 1 to country 3? It is not possible. So the rest value is always no. If country 1 to country 2 is not possible, then we can't go from country 1 to any other country. Because we have to move from adjacent countries only. Flats can only be possible in adjacent countries. That's why. So if this value becomes n, then the rest of the value will be n and should be n. Okay, that's why I written the condition temp barabar 0. So initially temp barabar 0, so this condition satisfied. Outgoing is possible. If outgoing possible, then we can check that next index what we have to go. We have to go from country I to I plus 1, that is j plus 1. Yeah, we are in we are running the loop. That's why we are checking the next country, that is here 0 is equal to 1, j is equal to 1, j is equal to 0, and 0 plus 1 is equal to 1. Then the next country, yeah, we here check that country 0 outgoing is possible from country 0, and then we can check country 1 whether incoming is possible from country in country 1 or not. Yeah, if incoming is possible, then we can write the value in the matrix here I j plus 1 value is y. If incoming is not possible at country 1, then we can write no. If incoming is not possible, then we write temp is equal to 1. Then if country 0 to country 1 is if in this country 0 to country 1 flats are not possible, then we cannot go further. So the rest of the value from country 1 to country 2, or country 1 to country 3, or country 1 to country 4, all are no. That's why we have written the conditions. Another is, if outgoing is not possible from that country which we have taken, so simple, its value is no, right? If it is not possible from country 0 to country 1, if country 0, if outgoing is not possible from country 0, how can you go to country 1? It's not possible. And the next part, if it is, and if it's not possible from country going from country 0 to country 1, then it's not possible from going to country 0 to country 2 and country 3 and country 4, etc. That's how the boiler code is. It's a simple if else loop conditions. Okay, so I can explain once more. So suppose I am at the country 0 positions. So going from country 0 to country 0 is always possible. We write yes. Then we use the for loop again in order to go further from country 0 to country 1, country 0 to country 2, country 0 to country 3. That's why we use the j for loop. Okay, for loop, and use the variable j, and moving forward. So what we have to check, I'm at the 0 index, then we can check that we can check that whether outgoing is possible from that particular country or not. If it is possible, then we further check that where we where we wanted to go j plus 1, whether incoming is possible in j plus 1 or not. If it is possible, then we write the value yes. If it is not, then we write the value no. Simple. And again, if I am the index I, if the outgoing is not possible, then similarly we can write the value no if outgoing not possible. Okay, similarly we have to move backward also. Here we are moving forward. Suppose I am at the country 3 positions, and we have to move from country 3 to country 4, country 3 to country 5, country 3 to country 6. That is moving forward. But flats are also possible from country 3 to country 2, country 3 to country 1, and country 3 to country 0, right? So this is the code. So this is the backward code. Here we are going from k is equal to I to k greater than equal to 0, a k in minus. Just we are moving backward in order to know whether the flats is possible in backward direction or not. Okay, so that's a simple thing. And here we are printing the array value, the matrix value. Okay, so this is the code. I can, if you want, I can share the code with you. So this is the code of qualification on the Facebook hacker cap. This is the first. So yeah, this is the first code. This is the first question. Okay, so I can show you the input and output values. Okay, so whole lot of test cases we have to check while submitting the Facebook hacker cap. You can see that there are 100 test cases. I have to check that whether this code is possible or not. So fortunately this code is working in all the 100 test cases. So now I am checking all the input values and output values. Okay, so suppose we have three test cases. Okay, now the first example is the number of countries 2 and the incoming row and the outgoing row. Now also the second test cases, suppose the number of countries is 2. I am taking the same test case here in y and yy. Suppose the number of countries same, suppose the number of countries same, and the incoming and outgoing rows, and the third input values is number of countries 5, and the incoming row and outgoing row is yn and yy, yn and yy, and triple y and y. Okay, triple y and y. Now we can run the code by just clicking the control plus B. Code is running. Why this code is working or not, I don't know. Yeah, so the output, so this is the output. So you can see that the output is same. The first output is yy, and second output is yy. You can see that yy, and the output of third test cases is, I can show you, y4 y4n yy triple n. You can see that yy triple n, then double n double yn. Okay, and then triple n yn, then triple n yn, and then triple n double y, and then triple n double y. Okay, so that's all for today's. So if you want, I can make a video over that, how to set up the sublime text for competitive programming. So that's all for today's video. So do like and subscribe my channel, and do share this video to all the coders. So thank you for watching the videos. Thank you.